Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Do you know that today marks the 1 year since Sue Gray resigned and Morgan McSweeney took over as the tosser-in-chief of the Labour Party? And since then, it's all gone swimmingly, hasn't it? He redefined what working people meant, the term working people meant. He oversaw a £40 billion increase in taxes for the budget. He sent staff across to the US to help work on Biden's campaign, thus annoying the eventual winner, Trump. He's had to deal with the fallout from Louise Haig's resignation because she was a crook and didn't tell anyone. He's had to deal with the fallout of the Tulip Sadiq resignation because she's allegedly corrupt and didn't tell anyone. He's had to deal with the MP punching a constituent in the street because they're all thugs. He's had to deal with the whole Southport mess where all the information about Rudy Cabana being on a watch list was known but covered up. You then had to deal with Starmer having an affair allegedly with his voice coach, whose name was, Leonie Mellinger, something like that. He's had to deal with the health minister resignation because Andrew Gwynn was sacked for being a dick. Although he says he won't resign the party, but the party resigned him and took they took the whip away. He then had Richard Harmer under fire, although that's ongoing, and his part in that. He's got the Philippe Sands KC over the whole of the Chagos mess. He's got the Jonathan Reynolds being a solicitor, or not. Well, actually not, but he lied about it. They're good at lying on their CVs, aren't they? There's the whole of the Angela Rayner thing. So first of all, we'll do Angela Rayner 1 when her claims about her career came up and it turned out that she lied in her CV and she did nothing like anything she said. She barely worked as a home help, let alone, yes, as a home help, not a chance. You had Dan Norris arrested for being a nonce. And his part in that. You had the government defeated on the welfare reforms because of the big, the big revolt. Then you got Lucy Connolly having to make the apology, or the non-apology as she called it, for the dog whistle for child rape. You got a homeless minister who resigned for making people homeless. You got an investment minister who resigned because the investments were shit. You launched phase 2, which immediately crashed and had to go straight into phase 3. Starmer abandons all his priorities and missions that he said at the beginning of his prime ministerialship because they were all unachievable. Angela Rayner has to resign because she's a tax frauder. Peter Mandelson is sacked for being, a bit noncy with, not that he's a nonce, you understand, but a bit close to a nonce in the form of Epstein. He's losing all the staff in number 10 because nobody wants to work there. He's had a purge of the ones that are remaining, very Stalin-esque. And then you got the Labour Together £740,000 cover-up, snidey money hidden. Still not to anyone's substantial conclusion. That's still ongoing. And then, of course, he's got the U-turns in the tax pledge about not raising it for working people. Perhaps we can go right back to the beginning and redefine what working people is again. And now, of course, the latest wheeze is once again, for the third time, Rayner and her misuse of public money by letting her close protection agents act as, delivery men rather than protecting her. She obviously doesn't need them. They need to come off. When he started, Labour were on 30% in the polls. Today, it's 21. Starmer was on minus 33. Today, it's minus 48. Good job. Now, you have to ask, who is McSweeney working for? Because from all of that, I'm pretty sure it's the Tories. Let me know what you think. Bye.